Do you want to be a likable personality? The likable personality are loved by everyone. People love to interact with them. People love to follow with them. Their mannerism they follow, the way they are talking, their accent, and everything. And those people are very successful in their career itself, and also in their personal life. So, if you want to be something like personality like this, then you have to learn few things. Now imagine that when we mix with people, we mingle with people, we interact with people, we the first time we interact with people, we say hello, hi, we use our facial expression, we smile, we raise our eyebrow, we use our eyes, we use our shoulder and everything. And all those are verbal and non-verbal expressions and cues. Now there are some warmth cues. If you know that what are the warmth cues and you use them very cleverly and intelligently while talking with the pupil, first time or throughout the interaction itself, then it is very likely that you will get a good impression of yourself, and the other people will start like your personality, and in that way you can win many things whatever you want in your life. So in this video I will discuss about these warmth cues and how you can learn those warmth cues and how you can very intelligently use those warmth cues itself. The first warmth cue is basically tilting your head. Tilting your head is as simple as that you just tilt your head like this. Now when you will tilt your head at a very early stage of conversation, if you tilt your head like this, that means you are showing that the other person that you are very interested about what the other persons are speaking, and that also gives some way of encouraging the other person to speak more. It is something like as if you are telling that person, keep on going, I'm listening, something like that. And that gives a kind of contact or connection with the other person itself. And there are some ways when you tilt your head and when you will not tilt your head. Tilting your head means that you are very interested about what other persons are saying, and when not to tilt is basically when you do not want the other person to continue with something like that. So you can just don't tilt your head at that point of time. Or if you want to show that in some conversation that you are very powerful, in that case do not tilt your head. So that gives a first warmth cue that you can use, and that will give some kind of positive impact to your conversation with the other people. The second warmth cue is basically nodding your head. Most of us know about nodding our head because of in agreement with what other persons are saying, but we miss those cues while doing conversation with other people. Now nodding does not mean that keep on nodding your head like this and like this. That does not give a good impression. A subtle way of showing that you are in agreement with the other person is something like nodding your head thrice or 3 times, something like, and then you stop. That gives a very subtle way of saying the other person that you are agreeing what the other persons are saying. And similarly, when to not nod your head, because sometimes in some conversation you are not agreeing with that person, so it should not nod your head. That will give a incorrect response to what the other persons are saying. And also if you want the other person to stop speaking, in that way also you should not nod your head at all. Third warmth cue is basically using your eyebrows, raising your eyebrows. Now raising eyebrows means that different things. First of all, it can be you are very surprised of what the other persons are other person is saying, and it also gives some kind of impression that you are particularly giving some importance to a particular point, at that point of also you can raise your eyebrows. So you can use that cues itself. And sometimes when in doubt also you can raise your eyebrows. So these are another warmth cues that you can use in the conversation. Something like when tilting our head also or nodding our head also. Something like for example, when giving a bad news, we sometimes tilt our head. And raising eyebrows also something like we can use in similar situation. And another important one of the most important warmth cue is basically smiling. Smiling is very important. Whenever you meet with a person initially, you can give a smile. You can also reciprocate a smile. When some people is smiling at you, you should immediately give a smile. If you really want to touch base with that person, if you really want to interact with that person. And instead of smiling at the back door or at the back of the room, if you are really interested, you should smile just in front of the person itself. And smiling is not necessarily giving a good cue or good response to the other person. It also gives a wow factor to ourselves also, because whenever we smile, that gives a secretion of the hormone called oxytocin hormone. So when oxytocin hormone secretion happens, we also feel good about or wow about ourselves. So when you smile, it first of all, it also gives a warmth cue to the other person, and also we feel ourselves the happiness or kind of wowness about ourselves. So smiling is very important. And next important thing is basically touching. Sometimes we touch while doing conversation just to give a importance to a particular point. At the same time, touching also means that you really trust on that person. It just carries the trustworthiness from one person to the other person. And you have also observed that at different ball games like the basketballs and tennis, the other team games, people or the players do a high five or fist bump, or they also pat their back just to do a good conversation or good communication among their co-players in the team, so that they can better communicate with the person, they can better judge what the other persons are communicating regarding their move. And that way, it has been found that they are much more competent about what they're playing and what kind of game they are in. So touch is also very important, but it should be very subtle way of communicating with the people itself. And another important thing I would say is basically very important, and you may have observed but you may have not used it, is basically mirroring. You can mirror the word, you can mirror the action. When we talk with the other people, is basically if you just mirror their words. Say for example, somebody is saying that this is really helpful, you just mirror his word that he is helpful. And the similar way, if you keep on mirroring his word, so that way you connect with the people, and that will be a wow factor itself. Similarly, you can also mirror the action items also. Action in the sense that the body movements are the body cues. So if someone is showing openness, you can also showing openness just to agree with that person. And also in that way, the other body cues or body movements also you can reciprocate, or you can mirror that itself. And remember that do not mirror the negative movements or negative cues. So always this mirroring should be on the positive cues or the positive movement itself. and that should be very subtle. You should not keep on doing the, just mirroring the body movement. That will give a not a very good impression to the other person itself. So I think these are the warmth cues, and although some of the warmth cues are already known to you and some of the warmth cues may be new to you, but if you keep on mind these warmth cues and you use them during any conversation with the person, when that person you are meeting for the first time or second time or in the ongoing terms, and that gives a good personality vibe for yourself, and also communicate what the kind of thinking you have with that person. But be truthful, and I think if you use that, I think that will going to be helpful for your personality improvement, and you will be a likable person, as you practice more and more with this. With that, Subhasish Chakraborti signing off.